Hello, this is Moira from ZT Horse Skills. So today we have a video on checking out comfort zones and sort of working with that. Welcome and we hope you enjoy.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm at the back in the orange jumper. I have ECLIPSE and Moira is in front with Dan. Now this is Moira's first time using the stick and the stick and string, the carrot stick that is, in this way. So we're using approach and retreat to introduce the horse first to the stick. We're going to be using the stick a lot in our training. We want to really make sure that he's happy with having it touching his body, having it approaching him, having him be touched all over with it. It's really handy to use the stick rather than your hand, for example, to touch their back legs and back feet. Your head doesn't have to be down there. You can be a lot safer. So here, Dan's starting to move forward. In an ideal world, Moira would ask him to take a definite step back because he's now a bit close. But you see she's using the stick and he's quite happy about it. These horses are used to having the stick used over them, but it's a good way to learn for us for the first time to have a horse that's used to it. So later on we'll be introducing horses that haven't seen the stick before and checking out their comfort zones. So here Moira's using the stick to check that she can easily touch him over his back, over his hindquarters. And he's also enjoying having a bit of a rub at the same time. Now, ECLIPSE is far less willing to stand still and cooperate. This is because he's actually spent a bit of time in here in the winter and he doesn't like it. He'd rather be outside. So he's constantly asking if he can leave.
I'll say Dan was also very interested in just looking outside. I had to often bring his head back over to pay attention a bit, to the other side at least.
So Maura, how did you feel about using the stick in this way on the horse? Both actually handling the stick and presenting the stick to the horse. Was it a new thing to you to use this method to see if the horse could be checked all over?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the very first time that I'm doing this for real, so I was, nervous about doing it right and making sure I was reading him right and things like that, but having him already be quite chill with it was a big help for my nerves. And but I found it quite I guess I'd say straightforward after I got sort of the hang of it. I wanted to go slow and really be sure I wasn't freaking him out in any sort of way, but at least today I know I'd be more comfortable with it already. It's not hugely difficult, I'd say.
Well, it's good to start slow because if you have a horse that really isn't used to the stick and really, really wary, you're going to have to go slowly. I actually use this method of approach and retreat, of having something approach a horse and taking it away when I'm putting rugs on, when I'm putting fly fringes on, fly masks, when I'm introducing them to the equipment used to trim their feet, or any sort of way I need to use items of equipment on the horse, or even fly spray. I use this approach and retreat method, and it really, really works.
I'll also say being able to do this with Dan, who's very chill already, or very used to it already, was nice to also just learn how to use the stick in my hand and how to sort of balance it and swing the rope and be not afraid that he'll run off at any moment or anything.
So you see that Moira's got the rope quite loose. She's not holding him tight. And this is so that he has chosen to stand there. She's not holding him there. So he's actually thinking about his response to Moira and the stick. He's not being told what to do, he's making a choice. So this is really important for me when we're training horses, that we are getting them to choose to do the right thing. So here Moira's using the stick with the string attached. The idea with this is that later on we're going to be using the string to help us direct the horse and to move the horse. But we want to make sure that they're happy with it on their body. So first of all, we hold on to the string. We make sure they're happy to have the stick with the string attached all over their body. And you can see Dan's happy with that. And then Moira's going to do the other side.
Mm.
It's almost like Dan knows he's on camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was biting the rope quite a bit.
Actually, at this point, it would be useful if he was a bit further back from you, so that you weren't having to try to get round his head to do the other side. So in our next video, we'll be working on more advanced uses of the stick. So now Moira's let go of the string and she's letting it loose around his body, and it's moving around his legs a bit more freely. Now this could certainly bother some horses, but you could liken this to a tail, where another horse's tail would flap in front of his face to keep the flies away, or his mother would use her tail to flick it at the foal to keep the foal alongside her and not trailing behind so she can see him. So they are from birth quite used to things like this, but not man-made things like this. So with time, Moira will be quite adept at using the stick and the string together.
Yeah, with time is the key word.
Well, that's good. You can see here she's kind of flicking it a bit around his back legs, so we can get him used to perhaps brambles being round his back legs when we go out on a trail ride.
I'm just doing the other side and sort of stroking him with it and things like that.
And you can see at the back there, I'm flicking over the string over ECLIPSE's back. And this can imitate our leg going over the top of the saddle.
It's quite funny to see me going nice and slow, and then in the background we see whee. Really shows a difference in experience.
Yes, Dan's moved back a bit. He really is a friendly chap. He's a bit portly. So now you can see that Moira's flicking the string over his back.
Yeah, I should have probably done a bit of a bigger thing.
But you're acting with caution, that's fine.
Yeah.
For the first session with your horse, this is great.
Cool.
Okay, so part of this game of checking out comfort zones might be to try anything that would cause your horse to react. Now, a horse reacting to something is great. What we're interested in is how quickly he recovers. Yes, we're interested in how he will react to walking on and standing on the plastic. And if he does react, how quickly he recovers. So the more things we introduce him to that maybe spark a bit of instinctual behaviour that makes him worried, the more likely he is to learn to recover quickly, and the safer he will be to ride later. So here I'm using approach and retreat to put the plastic around him and on him. As you can see, Eclipse isn't very scared of the plastic. So I'm gradually putting the plastic more and more over him. He was a bit concerned then, but I don't think it was the plastic. I think it's something going on outside.
Maybe he thought the plastic was something going on outside. Nah.
So just to show you how he's not scared of the plastic, he's going to demonstrate, I think, in a second. So Eclipse is definitely a left-brained temperament. So he thinks logically about things before ever acting. He's definitely not instinctive, horse-like, running away from things if he's scared. He's more likely to stand there and try and work out the situation before he moves. He's not particularly introverted or extroverted. He can certainly move his feet if he wants to, but he doesn't move his feet more than so much that he wouldn't be safe. So he's somewhere between the two. Very nice type, in fact. So here he is, getting most impatient about me stopping him from going outside. So here we are swapping. I'm going to take down because I'm going to introduce down to the plastic, and I don't know how he's going to react. Because Moira is new to all this, I don't want him to react in a way that Moira will worry about handling it. So I'm just going to show how I'm using approach and retreat. Obviously, because he's not bothered, I go a bit faster. If he's bothered, I could move away from him with it. walk away from him holding it, or walk away from him facing him with it. So he really gets to see it. But he surprised me. He's really not bothered. So I'm just going to go around the other side and move it around him a bit more. Check he's happy. So all the while I'm trying to stay very relaxed in my body, and also breathing and staying calm and thinking about wanting him to stay calm. So that's the end of our video for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll soon be starting the next video, which is the next stage, using the carrot stick to help us train our horses.
Lovely. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.